Right, well, I'm back in the van today. The last time I was in here, we were taking all the side panels out. I showed you that. One of the problems we did have at the time, though, was this over here, which I'll show you in a minute. It's the panels in the back doors. These here. Now, these are a nightmare to come out. As you can see on this one, there were some plastic blocks in there holding them in, and then all this sealant was around the side of it. And it looks a bit like that when it's around the side. Now, I've got this one mostly out, but it's such a pain. I've done the one on the side door. But once you get something under the edge and you can lever that forward like that, that just pulls out. Whatever the sealant is, it's really powerful stuff. And then the next thing we've done is I've started taking the floor up over there. Now, ignore the little midget. She's just helping at the minute because she wanted to get involved. So she's getting involved, sweeping all that up. This bit here is nearly ready to come out. But the problem with the flooring on this van is it's all screwed in with screws like this. So there's loads of screws like that. They're going through holes in the floor instead of it just being stuck down with some form of sealant. Some of the screws come out easily, some of them don't come out at all. So what I'm doing with the ones that come out easily is just taking those out. Some of them, the heads are actually shearing off when you're trying to turn them around with a screwdriver because they are a little bit rusty, and the rest of them that aren't coming out, the wood's just pulling away from them altogether, which you'll see in a minute when I take that bit of flooring up down there. But it's easy to get out, and then to get the rest of the screws out, and then of course you've got to clean up around the holes where the rust was, seal them, rust protect them, and then seal them again. But it's getting there, so I'll get you in position and I'll let you see this bit of floor pan down here when I take it up. So with a bit of helper, I can get this lifted now. And then once it's loosened all the way down, it hopefully should just be a case of lifting it up and forcing it out the rest of it. Sometimes the screws turn and come out. The ones that don't, you just have to sort of force out of the wood. I don't think that one wants to come out of there. Neither does that one. And then also at the back was the studs that were holding the chrome trim on at the end. So that's that bit of floor up. Look, actually, it doesn't look too bad, I guess. But we've got holes like this. Now they're poking upwards where the screws have gone through and obviously a bit rusty. So there'll be a whole load of those to clean off. That screw there's going to have to come out because it's still in. There'll be a few more of those. And then there's only this narrow bit of wood to get out here off the floor. So it's getting there very slowly. And then of course there's all these tie downs will have to come out as well. But I do have tools for them to get those out. And then there's just the bulkhead. So, try and get this other bit of wood out, and then we'll come back and have a look at those tie downs. These things here, obviously tie downs for people. Now they're held in with what looks to be an Allen key, but it's not. Some people, you may know that as a spline drive or a Torx drive. I actually know it as being a star drive. My kit looks a bit like that, so I know those are star drives. And just find the right size. I think this is a 6 or an 8. And then with a bit of pressure, you can actually get that to start turning. And they just come out. Just like that. So that's all those out. Do leave a little hole like that, fill up short and take care of that though. The only downside is there's about 10 of them to get out. So I'll get on with that and then I'll bring you back when they're all out. Well, that's all of the floor out, all of the tie downs are out. I'll have a look at those and see how they came out. They all came out really easy. Halfway through I'm thinking to myself, right, these are coming out well, and I thought, no, keep your gob shut till they're all out. So they're all out. All that's left to do now is to take the bulkhead out, which is behind you on the other side of the camera, and clean the floor and treat all those little holes. I'll show you what they look like now in case you didn't quite catch it before, because there was a lot of dirt on the floor before and some of it has been cleaned up now. So you may be able to see, if I can get close enough to that hole, you can actually see the ground underneath it, and obviously that's protruding up, so that needs flattening off. Some of the screws that are like this, that are still in there, that didn't come out, sometimes they'll come out by hand, sometimes with a screwdriver, sometimes they won't, so they can be either cut off or taken out with a pair of pliers. But all these little rust marks like that, they all need cleaned up, flattening out, treated and filling, so there's going to be no aggravation with those. These big holes here where the tie downs were, I think what I'm going to do with those is fill them with like silicone to seal them, or treat them then seal them, and then put the screw head back in that was holding the tie down in. That'll fill those nicely and give it a nice rounded smooth feeling for the floor to go down on top of, because obviously that will keep them under the height of these ridges, which essentially is going to be where the length of the floor is. So other than all this cleaning to go on, which is the hard part, it's the most exerting part anyway, doing all the cleaning. I won't bore you to tears by letting you watch that, and I'm not into time lapses, so I'm not going to do a time lapse of the floor getting cleaned. I'll probably clean a bit of it off so it looks a lot better, and then show you in stages as it goes through. But like I said before, the only other thing to come out now is that bulkhead. Now, according to what I can see on the bulkhead, there's only 3 rivets here that hold this corner piece in, and then all the rest of them are just 10mm bolts that go across the top, that go down the sides, and there's some that run across the bottom as well. There's a little midget in the way, so I'll not film that bit. And then once that bulkhead comes out, and that's all out of here, and the whole van's wide open, it does mean it's going to be absolutely freezing driving the van. It'll take forever to warm up with the cab, but that's not the point. It has to be done if the van's going to get converted properly. The whole thing's got to be emptied out, the whole thing's got to be cleaned, and then it's going over to the gentleman that's going to actually complete the conversion for everybody. And when I get authorization from him, if he's into it, I think he's filming it on his channel as well, so don't worry, you will be able to see the updates and the progress as to the van going from just an empty shell of a van into a quality motorhome that you can go away for weekends in, use for the day, or ultimately live in full time if you so desire. Right, for now though, with the sounds in the background of the midget slave labour sweeping all the floor, which is what she's happy doing, so she wasn't persuaded into it, don't panic, it's all nice and legal, she happy volunteered to do that, and she's getting on with that. She's doing quite a good job of that. But with that being said, and the giggling going on in the background, thanks very much for watching this one, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.